In this episode of Oye,
I saw Sandra at the table and I was blown away.
what do you say is the key to a successful marriage to a Latina?
She looked at me and she says, watching you dance was traumatic for me.
Here with me are Rob Trahey, who is a newlywed to Morena Escardo. She's a blogger, and Andrew Mackman, who's been married for 2 years to our staff writer at mamaslatinas.com, Sandra Ortiz Juarez. I welcome you guys. I'm excited to have you here. We're going to be talking about a very hot subject. So we have here some beers to get us kind of in the mood and loosen up and talk about. Thank you. Here you go, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Salud to you guys.
Cheers.
Welcome to our beauty parlor.
Thank you.
So I am very intrigued about your relationships because you're two of many gringos out there who have indeed committed to marrying two wonderful Latinas. So let's start with you, Andrew. I'm quite intrigued, and this is the kind of stuff girls want to know. How did you meet Sandra?
Well, it's a little bit of an embarrassing story. I was in Mexico. I was starting my career there, and Sandra was studying down there with a friend of a friend. And I was staying with that friend. So I roll out. They're both at the kitchen table. And lucky for me, I had my good wife beater and my nice boxers.
Love it. Gotta love that.
It was quite a first impression. So I saw Sandra at the table, and I was blown away. I was really very intrigued and very captivated.
Now, Rob, tell me about Morena. When you met her, what was it? What was that thing? What special something that kind of sparked interest on you?
Well, I hate to sound so typical, but the smile. It was clearly that.
Love that.
But in terms of specifics at the beginning, I've never been the guy who goes after the blonde, blue-eyed, sort of classic California American type. I even used to joke. I used to say, I'm looking for the lusty Latina. That's sort of the dream, the image that I had that I was looking for.
Wow.
My father was an opera singer, and so I used to say Carmen was sort of the prototype, if you will. So she's tall, very beautiful, and long, beautiful black hair.
You found your
classic
Carmen.
Latina. I guess I have.
Good for you. Very nice. Well, let me ask you guys, when it comes to, meeting their families for the first time, suddenly being faced with not just the extended family, and we're talking about many cousins and all of that, but the mother. What was that like for you, Andrew?
My mother-in-law is great. Yes, I said that.
On the record.
On the record. It's on tape now.
Yeah.
But if it was just her, it would have been really easy. But as a Latina family, and especially in Mexico, it's never just the mom or never just the dad. It's la tia, la abuela. And it was the opportunity for me to go through a 360-degree interview.
Of course.
Through the whole family. And that was from top to bottom, left to right. So
and you survived it.
Yeah, I came out. I only had a couple scratches, so it was good.
Yeah. Rob, I'm just wondering because, we know about the stereotype of the Latina. I mean, think about Sofia Vergara in Modern Family. Loud, extremely loud and very passionate and all that. Is Morena anything at all like Sofia Vergara's character in Modern Family?
There's a bit of a temper there, but it's controlled. She's not a screamer.
Okay.
I don't think I could marry a screamer. But there's also the flip side of this whole stereotype of temper. Then there's also, I think, more than average warmth from most Latinas, and certainly from my Morena.
We're very expressive.
Exactly.
Very expressive.
That's a good term. I will take that home with me. Very expressive.
So I'm sure that passion translates into other places in your relationship as well, which is a nice thing, right? Do you find that to be the case at all, Andrew?
If you look at the Latinas, and especially my wife, the way you dance is the passion that you bring to other parts of your life as well. So I think it's.
And how are you guys doing in that dance department? Are you gringos like stepping up to your Latina wives when it comes to dancing in the in the dance floor?
It's for me. I have learned how to dance cumbia. It's about as far as I go.
Excellent.
But I'll get out there. She forces me to learn, and that's a good thing. It's a challenge for me to break barriers that I previously didn't have, and I wouldn't have had if it had been just another gringa.
Yeah.
It's been a challenge. It's been a challenge for me. Whereas the first time she saw me dance was this past New Year's Eve.
Really?
And we woke up the next morning. She looked at me and she says, "Watching you dance was traumatic for me."
Really? Oh, I'm sure in many ways positive as well. Though.
Thank you.
Andrew, if you have one tip for any gringo out there who is just starting a relationship with a Latina, I mean, with all the cultural differences and all of that, how do you keep the balance? What do you say is the key to a successful marriage to a Latina?
The way I look at it is whether it's with a Latina or another multicultural family, patience, understanding, and respect. It's just taking the time to get in there, understand what the person's thinking, and respecting how they feel because of their upbringing, because it's something that's very different from yours.
Do you have anything to add, Rob?
Sure, doing your homework. I think language is a big issue, of course, for many. But I've been warned. My grandmother does not speak any English. You better be able to communicate with her. And I do have.
She's a big one to get past.
Yes.
The abuela is, I mean, the matriarch. You really got to learn at least a couple of words.
Okay.
Do your homework for la abuela, because it's going to make a big difference.
And learn how to dance.
I thank you for taking the time to sit down with us. You know, and I also applaud you guys, because obviously you're very daring, but obviously you've discovered the beauty of finding the right balance with a Latina to make it work. And I wish you long, successful marriages.
Thanks for having us.
There you have it, gringos that love Latinas. But how about us Latinas who are also head over heels, the gringos in our lives? That'll be topic of conversation for another episode of Oye. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to see what others are saying and be part of the conversation at mamaslatinas.com. Till the next one. Salud.
Salud.